everybody, and welcome to your 15-minute writing workshop from Playwright's Workshop Montreal and Jesse Stong. And we have to give a special thanks today. Where am I? Hello. It says that I'm having low resolution today, so I hope it works. But I want to give a special thanks today to Netflix and Almonds because they are my babysitter for my kids today. Let me know in the comments if there's like really bad video or something weird happening. But look, check this. Instead of the fly cam today, we got the twin cam. Watching television too close. Not so close to the screen. Sit back, Nelson. So, dad life. Hi, everybody. Hello, Katie, Christine. Hello, Anuk. Hello, Patricia. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. We're working more on the perfect monologue. We're going to keep going. Everything looks good. Thank you, Katie Swift. So last time, if you missed it, in case you're tuning in this time, that's okay. I want to say hi to all the new subscribers. There were so many subscribers this week. Well, not so many. There could always be more, but there's a lot of new people this week. So welcome to the writing warm-up. I hope you're doing some of the older videos. They're still there. They're still good. And I hope you want to start by just thanking yourself for showing up for yourself, for showing up for your art, especially during times like this. It's like, it takes a lot to show up and invest in yourself, right? And to keep working on your work. When there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I just want to remind you that writing is a discipline. It takes discipline. Writing is, this is a writing activity. It takes being active and awake. It takes showing up. Writing is a practice. It takes practice. The reason we use these words aren't just because arbitrarily we want to. It's because this is the work. Showing up for yourself, thanking yourself, being good for yourself, and following that thread until the story's all the way done, right? So we're continuing to work on the perfect monologue. And actually, this activity, we're going to continue from the last episode. So if you didn't watch the last episode, episode 14, you should go back and watch it possibly, or pause this video, or just, we're going to kind of review it in this video. So maybe you can bowl forward, but it's still a good thing to check out. We were looking at our thesis of our play. The thesis is the driving force, the central question or central statement. Is it a thesis statement? Is your play saying something about the world or about humanity or about yourself or about life? Or is it a question? Is your play deepening an investigation, deepening a question, opening up more questions, right? And every monologue is the same way. Every play has a structure and a thesis, and every monologue has a structure and a thesis. Every line has a structure and a thesis. We're talking really about the well-made play. Maybe you've never heard that before. We're going to do a good writing activity, but I want to show you something really quick. The well-made play is this idea. Uh-oh, hold on one sec. Yeah? Okay, give me 5 minutes and I'll do it, okay? No, you gotta go 5 minutes. Daddy's gotta work. Because you can't be on the camera here. It's not how it goes down. Thank you. 5 minutes, okay? Dad life. So the well-made play, a lot of people don't like it. It's the idea that there's the introduction. The introduction is the inciting incident happens, something happens and we rise. Oh, am I going the wrong way? Oh, the introduction. Something happens and we rise, we start building, we start growing, we start learning, we start changing. This is the story. And then there's a climax. We reach a point, right? Where things change forever, where things are new, where all this journey that started at A ends up at the C section and it rips out of us, right? It's like the C-section metaphor. And then we end up in D, the new world, the new day. Well, monologues follow that structure too, generally. That's the perfect monologue. And if you want to mess with that structure, if you want to break that structure, it's kind of like Picasso, right? Picasso was able to draw these abstract, broken structures to break the rules. But if you look at Picasso's early work, Picasso knew how to draw a face perfectly. Picasso could draw a portrait perfectly. He was a trained visual artist, right? Picasso didn't just explore the unconscious from no place. He had a thread that kept him through. He was trained. He could do it normally. And you can tell when you see a play or when you read a story and the person is kind of like, it's like the emperor has no clothes. It's like they're very abstract and there's all these images and all these things happening, but there's no through line. There's no central force, right? Or you watch these things where they're very specific. There's a very clear thesis. They're saying, I feel this way. I want this. I'm going to go get it. And there's no imagery. There's no unconscious. You want to find that perfect balance. The perfect monologue, the perfect play is the perfect balance between the unconscious and the conscious. It's awareness of the thesis, of the through line, the question or statement, and it's showing, not telling that thesis through images, through ideas. So The last exercise I had you come up with a list. I hope everyone's still holding on. I'm talking too much today. Last exercise I had you come up with a list of questions and statements that your play or this monologue are asking. And I'm going to give you 1 more minute with that. If you haven't done it, you could pause it and do last video, or if you haven't, you could do it right now. But what I want you to do is bring up those questions you asked. What are the big questions and statements of my play? What is my play trying to say? What is my play trying to ask? And I'm going to give you 1 minute. If you haven't done it yet, try to write down 5 or 6 questions and statements. Thesis is the central force of your play. And if you did do this activity last time, I want you to look at the ones you wrote last time, and I just want you to spend this minute getting specific about them, being a little more clear, and selecting the ones that you think are not just about the whole play, but they're about this moment, this monologue. If you don't know what this moment is yet, that's great. This activity might help you unlock 15 different monologues, who knows. But what I want you to do in 1 minute, we'll go to the twin cam. I want you to just think about those questions. I want you to just think about what are questions and theses of this play. What are the question theses of this monologue? You have 1 minute. I know it's repetitive, but just look at what you wrote last time and freshen it. There's always more. 1 minute. The twins are hard at work. What's the biggest question? What's the biggest statement? And what are the small little questions? The little ones that lead up to the big one. And can you be more specific? Trust your instincts. Don't overthink it. You have 30 more seconds. What's this moment for this character? What is this monologue? What are they asking of themselves, of the world? What are they questioning about themselves in the world? What are they deciding about themselves in the world? I'll give you 10 more seconds. Good. Don't forget to give to the Frontline Fund, frontlinefund.ca. If you can show me a proof of receipt, email it to me and I'll read some of your work and give you feedback. Okay, so you have the questions, and that's the key. It's like before you go on a random exploration into the world of the unconscious, you have to keep your thread. You have to understand, what am I looking for? What am I searching for here? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 in a row, 3 minutes of writing. And I want to remind you, because I haven't said this for a while, but when we do this free writing, we have to separate the functions. The editor, the free writer, and there's like someone who has to just dump data, who just has to research and develop. Then there's someone who has to finesse that and edit that. And then there's someone who has to polish that and finish that story. But right now you're in the data dump phase. You're not thinking, you're not editing, you're just letting it flow out of you and you'll come back to it. It's like a cheat sheet for you to work with. We're doing a monologue cheat sheet. So you've got these questions to think about, okay? So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is, I want you to get into the head of your character. I want you to try to be them for the next little while. And when you're writing, I want you to write faster than you think. I want you to just go, go, go. No editing, no thinking, no looking up at the sky, no crossing and erasing. It's messy. You're trying to get as much out of your brain as possible. And if you run out of things to say, just write blah, blah, blah till the next word comes. But don't stop your pen from writing, from moving. And also don't type it. You're not editing, you're not finishing. And unless you have to because of a disability, which is fine. But if you can, just don't type. You're going to handwrite. It's a connection to your heart. What I want you to write for the first minute is I want you to look at these questions and I want you to answer. I want you to act like your character fell asleep. Your character's in a dream. Oh no, did I lose video here? Your character fell asleep. Your character's in a dream. And I want your character to answer some of these questions with just images. They can't use any, just see what images come out of them. They can't use any ideas or explanations. For 1 minute, look at these questions and answer them like you're dreaming, like as an image coming out of you. You don't say, I'm dreaming of my relationship with my mother. No, you dream about her through images. So for 1 minute, answer these questions, dreaming, images, go. You're not stuck how you started, so it can be completely contradictory. Ask the question, write down the image, point form even, just list it. Just the first images that come to mind. This is just a free ball. Free ball. You don't have to understand the images. Just write them down and get more images. 30 seconds. Ten seconds. You can come back to it. Just write down everything you can. 5. Good. I want you to go through them again. Put your pen down. Stop. When I say stop, you got to stop. There'll be more time later. You always want to leave yourself wanting to write more. That's a good feeling to leave yourself with. So the next thing I'm going to give you is 1 minute. I want you to go through the questions as the character. Same thing, writing faster than you think, not overthinking it. You're not stuck how you started. And I want you to try to answer those questions or statements or respond to them, react to them. Maybe you can't answer them. I want you this time to use the character's memories. What memories? Or even if you don't know the character, use your own memories. What memories come up when you go through these questions? Just let it flow out. 1 minute memories. Memories. 1 minute for memories. Go. You're not writing the whole memory like a story. Just that time that my grandma did that. The time I got stuck in a closet. The World War III. 2. Memories. Any memories. Go. What comes up? Ten, 15 more seconds. 10 seconds. What memories are coming up? Are they good memories? Are they bad memories? Okay, so this is the last thing I want you to do. We're gonna do 1 minute. We're running out of time here, so keep moving. You're doing great. I talk too much at the beginning and then I get mad at the end. Okay, so this is what I want you to do now. You're gonna go through again. You're gonna look at everything you just wrote. We're just bulking up our images and our ideas, right? So now you're gonna try to look at what ideas and what emotions come out of everything you just wrote, out of the images, out of the memories, out of the questions. You're gonna just go for a minute. But I want you to remember any emotions. Don't write down the word of the emotion, like anger. Write down express the emotion. So if you feel like this question makes me feel anger, just be like a fiery contempt, a blah, 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 blah. Like describe the anger. Try to like get into it so you're not just listing it. And same with the ideas. Have them be abstracted ideas. It's not like, it reminds me that you have to be good to people. It's more like, it reminds me of the feeling of up. It reminds me of spinning in circles. It reminds me of going deep into your past and digging. Like it just the idea is abstracted emotions and ideas, not direct telling of what the character is feeling. So see what happens when you go into this abstract dream space for a minute and you write down express any emotions, express any ideas without being too on the nose about it. It's a little complicated. Try for 1 minute, see what happens. Images and emotions and abstract ideas. What emotions can you express? What ideas? Describe, describe, describe. Not just what the feeling is, how does it feel? Thirty more seconds. What are the random ideas, philosophies and psychological ideas and abstract ideas that are coming from these questions? You're not deciding, you're digging. 20 more seconds. So if you've done both these workshops or today, you now have a sense of what are the questions I'm asking? What are the statements I'm making? You have a sense of, is this a pushing or a pulling? Is this me getting something out of me, or is this me putting some idea into me, right? That's what we talked about last video. You should watch that. And then now you've got these ideas, these abstracts. You're looking for the central metaphor. You're looking for the central image. A monologue that has 10 metaphors and 10 theses and 10 statements, it gets blurry. You don't know what's happening. A monologue where it's all unconscious exploration and there's no thread, there's no point, where's the beef? You get annoyed because you're like, this feels superficial. And something that's so direct and there's no sense. A monologue is there because psychologically something needs to be processed. Something is happening that's bigger than just, it can't just flow by. It can't just go. That's why I say the C-section thing. This is a difficult delivery. If this was a regular birth, there would be no monologue. The idea would come, it would flow, and it would flow out. There'd be no problem. They'd be done in an hour, right? But the reason why we're stopping and why we're digging is because this is a difficult something. The reason why you need a monologue is because something needs to be processed. So I want you to stay in this world of this monologue. You only get so many monologues in a story, right? And if you're not writing a play, so many like big dialogue moments, right? You only get so many of them. You can't waste them. You can't do a play of like 150, well, unless it's the what's it called? Monologues, that monologue thing. If it's a play of monologues, you can do it, but usually a monologue has to be a moment. So I want you to stay in it longer. I don't want you to rush through it. I want you to really think, what does this moment mean? What is it asking? Where does it bring us? And we're going to finish it. The next video is going to be I'm going to wrap all of this together into this beautiful package for you. I'm going to show you my sacred image of the perfect monologue structure, and I'm going to blow your minds hopefully next video. So please take 2 minutes just to share one of the old videos that you liked. Share some of the information, write in the comments about what you're going through. You've done a lot of work so far. If you haven't seen the last monologue one, get caught up. Part 3 is coming on Monday. I think I went over time, but thank you guys all so much for coming. Oh, be sure tonight at 8 o'clock is the Young Creators Unit that I run at Playwrights Workshop Montreal is doing our showcase tonight at 8 o'clock. I wish I had a promo picture of it, but I don't. But please come tonight at 8 o'clock. Watch the live stream. I'll be hosting it. Somehow I'm going to be on this computer all day. I love you all. You're all amazing. I want to know more about what you got from this. So keep going. Keep going. And then we're going to wrap it all up. Bring all these ideas to the next workshop. It's going to wrap it all up. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Have a good day. Comment, share if you care.